So yesterday I stumbled onto this news that one of Bushiri's pastors at ECG, also known as the Jesus Nation, had actually passed away. The particular pastor that we are talking about is a pastor by the name of Apostle Stanley. I couldn't really find what particular church he was pastoring over in Malawi presently. I did see that one of the pages that actually posted about him mentioned that he passed away in Malawi. I'm not sure if that's where exactly it happened, but the post that I saw it on made mention of something like that. Seemed to have passed away during Father's Day. I did see a couple of posts on Facebook, including I think his daughter actually posted about it. So I stumbled on to her posts. She shared a couple of screenshots of video calls that she had with her dad and stuff like that, a heartbreaking moment it is. When I was looking online, he seemed to have served in a local church in South Africa for a certain period, particularly Witbank, which I think I'm not sure if it's the one that I saw it on, or I don't know if it's the particular page I saw it on, because it was not even a page I follow. It was actually a suggested page. There's a lot of posts that I did see after that, way a little bit after that. Now in the morning, there's a lot more posts that have been sent out. Probably people that encountered this ministry, and when I say ministry, I don't mean ECG, I mean individual ministry, right? Being a preacher and so forth. As I stated, the particular church that I think he pastored at when he was local was in Witbank. That's the church that I did see a few members post, and they looked like they were part of that congregation. And in that entire, when I was looking through kind of a few of the posts that actually go back as far as 2018, it's one of those very very calm posts that you actually find of a pastor who's extremely loved, So the particular post that I saw, extremely loved, within the post that I saw across the internet, particularly speaking about him. It's not as much as you could say about people like Tesford, who's Bushiri's brother, or anything like that. He has a very wild reputation online. You might find people that love him, but he has a very wild reputation of finding people that absolutely hate the guy. But with him, that's not the case, which you would find. There's a lot of people that absolutely loved him. Now, the particular thing that crossed my mind, I saw it yesterday, and then in the morning, I was just thinking, I think sometimes we do kind of get taken away. The Bible speaks of pastors as servants to the church, not ones who are being served, but servants to the church. When he's speaking to the disciples after the resurrection, he says, "Peter, do you love me?" Is it after the resurrection, or is it before? It says, "Peter, do you love me?" He says, "Yes, yes, Lord, you know that I love you." And he says, "Feed my flock." He asks him that question again. Feed my flock. To be a servant to that level. And it goes with what I was saying earlier on, I don't think all these people that encountered him or that met him are just that without having had a great service out of him. It's kind of like the same thing that I spoke about, I think, with the other pastor. I can't remember the branch that left. I don't know, was it Zambia? Was it in Zambia? I think it was in Zambia. And he had left ECG, and there was all these stories that came out and whatnot. And the church members of that pastor who left were defending him. I think, for me personally, to be honest with you, I think if we really thought of how much time we have, I don't think we would spend so much time doing any of that stuff. And they have the time to do these red carpets and flowers at the entrance. And yes, the Bible does say to honor your pastors, but every single week when you enter a church, there's 5 people waiting for you. They're giving you a microphone. You're not even in the service when the service starts. A lot of times, I mostly get this. Like you see, these are stories that I could do right here, right there. You see, these are stories that I could do. Sometimes there's so many stories that come up. That's page 1. And then you have page 2 there. And it's mostly the story that captivates me. It's always there's something in that story that I'm. So when you actually see a story, it's after, and sometimes I might shoot a story and I don't like I don't like the thought process of the story. So I end up discarding the story. Or I think, you know what, I'll shoot it later. Let me just come back to it. Sometimes I don't come back. Sometimes I just leave it there. So they are so taken with the idea of me hating. So they are on that point. You know, that's all they're thinking. He hates this church. But they don't think I'm concerned for the people that believe this stuff. That's why people spend so much time in anger, spend so much time in arguments, they spend so much time in unbelief, they spend so much time in unforgiveness. Why? Because they think they have that much time. You don't. The sad part of what we are talking about here is that there's all these things and all these individuals out there. You're trying to wake up. You're trying to shake them to life. Hey, we're living on borrowed time. There's time when the clock comes and we respond to the call. When you cross over to the other side, all that anger, all that time where you were doing a lot of bad service for the church and whatnot, that all comes back to book. Your problem is that you're consumed thinking you have a lot of time. That's why you're a trickster. That's why you're a scammer. A scammer is you think you have that much time. Oh no, I'll get my chance to change or become a better person or whatsoever that looks like. It's because you think you have that much time. You're a cheater. You think you have that much time. You're embroiled in anger and all kinds of fights and whatnot. It's because you think you have that much time. You're so consumed by all these things. Because to you, time is on your side. You're convinced you have that much time. You are convinced you have tomorrow. You are convinced. If you were not so convinced, you would have done something. Maybe changed or started walking a little bit differently. Order your steps a little bit. You understand? But we become these things because we think we have. And this video is just that. This is a reminder. You don't have that much time. You've been deceived. You've been lied to. We have very, very limited time. We have to use it wisely. Be the best servant we can be today. Tomorrow when we get another opportunity to do so, get better, do better. It's tricky, and I'll see you later.